whether I was going to take a shit or not.
I just usually wait till
Just so you guys know, we are live streaming right now, so just a heads up.
You said a bad word.
Did I?
You said the S word.
Did I?
Pretty sure you did when the live stream was on. You probably both did, so it doesn't matter.
Oh well.
Hey, it's Lobby Boxer.
Until we watch it, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Hey, I know these guys go here. Thank you. This is kind of chaotic, but it's not as bad. There we go. They fixed it, bro. Error 404 not found.
He says that every week. And cool. All right, let's go.
Alright.
Alright. Awesome.
Please don't fall and hurt yourself. Alright, and we are good to go. Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday night, and that means this is the CineManiacs. So, obviously it's different because I am hosting.
The one.
It was still going, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, surprisingly, though. But yeah, as you notice, I am hosting a little bit instead of Levi right now. But let's see who we have on the show tonight.
I'm Brendan.
I'm Levi.
And I am Steven. So, guess we can just go drop right into it. How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's
Um,
good.
In case anyone that's watching the live stream can see, I'm actually wearing a shirt that's repping my hometown theater, the Kennett Palace from Kennett, Missouri. And the sign actually reads, "Bringing Hollywood to Kennett one movie at a time," because our
Literally
movie theater,
one?
Yes, our
Yeah.
our movie theater actually has like just one movie playing, but
Yeah.
it's awesome.
How are you doing, Levi?
It's been a busy day.
Yeah.
That's all. Been a
Yeah.
busy week.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, as you know earlier, my day was just not going anywhere,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But that actually turned itself around because like I got out of class like literally like an hour early. My teacher liked my project really well,
Hey.
and then I went to another class.
What?
I went to Micah and Andrew. I went to their class for
Yeah.
socially responsible filmmaker with Chris Aaron teaching it.
Oh, how was that? How was that?
It was something because they were talking about race and whatnot. So of course Black Panther got mentioned a couple times, just like whatnot. I just mostly sat there because it took Chris Aaron like 5 minutes to realize I was in his class. I was sitting in the front row. I was sitting like in the very front too. So like he walked in, didn't see me, and then like sat down, started talking for a little bit, and then like realized I was there.
Shout out to you, Chris Aaron.
Because Chris Aaron always says I'm his favorite. I'm his favorite student that he's had.
Really?
He says that literally every time I see him.
You got on the good list for Chris Aaron.
It's not that hard.
It's not.
Like, yeah, but anyway, we have an exciting show for you guys tonight. The boys over here went to go see a pre-screening of Annihilation starring Natalie Portman, and they're going to be reviewing that tonight, along with a few other science fiction movies such as Divergent, Terminator, V for Vendetta, and then on the second half we'll be doing Black Swan, and then we'll be doing the marquee tonight, which is Annihilation.
Woo!
So, we can just drop right into it with Divergent then.
All right.
Because there's no PSA, so I don't have to read that right now.
Not tonight. Wait, not even the Word doc? Oh, wait.
No, the Word doc just
Okay.
takes you to like the
Actual
blank
word.
page.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So let's just drop right into it. Divergent.
You and I are the only ones who've seen it, because you haven't seen it,
I haven't
right?
seen Divergent.
Yeah.
All right.
So who
Who
wants
remembers the plot the most? Because I kind of do, but at the same time don't. It's been a while.
I kind of know, like...
We can bounce.
We can
bounce
do-
back.
I was
and
gonna
forth.
say, are we gonna not
Yeah.
be able to do this movie because we can't remember?
No,
the
we
plot?
can do it. I remember it.
All right. I'll start off a little bit.
Okay. We'll just help each other out. We'll both, like, do this together.
All right.
Yeah.
So Divergent's pretty, based off of young adult novels because that was the era these came out in.
Yeah.
Anyway, the story takes place in post-apocalyptic Chicago, and the pretty much the city's kind of like divided like these 5 different classes that all like do like one specific job, pretty much.
Yeah.
And they kind of like coexist in perfect harmony, except the I forget which color they're represented by. They live with like the slums and whatnot.
Oh, like outside the grid.
You like not outside the grid, just like they live inside the grid with everybody else, just like kind of just like they're like the least like respected, pretty much, or whatnot. I forget what they are.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I'll over here.
Oh well.
I'll be doing research and
Cool
checkups while
but
you guys are.
But I mean, like it starts off with Shailene Woodley's like character and her family pretty much like they're pretty much in that group of people.
Yeah.
And every year when you like turn a certain age, you can go to like this ceremony that tells you what group you'll be put into.
Yeah. Like when you turn 18 or so.
Yeah, it's like 18 or something.
Yeah.
Because the colors are like it's black, red, green, blue.
Was there yellow?
I'm pretty sure it might have been yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know like the one that she wanted to be in was the...
Because they're called factions, aren't
they? They're factions. I forget what they're all called, though.
So,
Abnegation, which is the selfless. Amity, which is the peaceful. Candor, which is the honest. Dauntless, which is the brave. And Erudite, which is the intelligent.
She wanted to be Dauntless.
Yeah.
And he wanted to be whatever the blue one is. I forget what they are. Pretty sure they're the honest ones.
Anyway.
Oh, no, it doesn't say the colors.
That's alright.
Also...
That's what you forget?
No, I remember, like, the colors wouldn't be much help either.
It doesn't say the colors!
I know, even if they were there.
They wouldn't be. Oh, well, anyways.
We'll figure it out as the time goes along. But anyway, Shailene Woodley goes through, like, the test, and along with her brother, who was played by Miles Teller, right?
Yes. No, Miles Teller doesn't play her brother. Ansel Elgort, Baby Driver, plays
her brother.
Miles Teller plays like
the friend.
The friend. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, they all go into it, and he also gets. They both get Dauntless, right?
Yeah, I thought. What happens?
Pass me my phone, because I'm gonna need this.
God.
What?
Hey, it's been a while, Brendan.
All right, which color are you talking about? Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about. I'm
Because
pretty
Dauntless is yellow. Erudite is blue.
Dauntless is black.
No, Candor is black.
Really?
Dauntless is yellow.
It's been a while.
Amity is orange. Abnegation is white. Or whatever color that is, like brown.
I thought what had happened was she...
Yeah, you're right. Dauntless is like... Dauntless is yellow. Candor is black. Erudite is blue. Amity is red. And Abnegation is gray. Her parents, they're raised in abnegation, I'm pretty sure.
I thought what had happened was she, when she goes through the test, when she does the test, it shows that she is divergent.
Yeah.
But she goes off to Dauntless anyways to try and hide that she's divergent because they kill divergents.
Yeah.
Because
actually,
they're not...
and it's 16 when they're 16, not 18 when they do the test. It's like the aptitude test, pretty much.
2 years off.
Yeah, doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, abnegation is pretty much like kind of the lowest one.
Okay.
But and then there's the faction list as we find out later.
Anyways.
Anyway, they find out she's divergent, which means she pretty much represents all of the factions.
Yep.
And other aspects that happen later on in the stories.
Yep.
And and once all that happens, it's pretty much like a journey of her and like while she's with in the Dauntless that she meets her lover and makes like all her friends in like the group of Dauntless.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like inevitably hunt down, and then things happen.
Yep. Oh.
Probably shouldn't have put this up to review. It's been a while. Probably should have watched this first.
No, it's not that.
What?
Don't worry about it. Anyways, so yeah, Divergent. that's basically the gist. Is she's Divergent. She goes off to Dauntless to try and hide that she's Divergent, so she's not killed. She ends up.
Falling in love before.
Yeah, but she doesn't she. She does get to be it in Dauntless.
Yeah, because like she does like all like the test of pass.
Yeah. So that way she can be like she can go further and be a part of Dauntless. But then once she
gets there,
then people start figuring out
that she's Divergent.
Yeah, and then crap just goes downhill from there.
Pretty much. But yeah, is there anything else?
Made me sad.
No. Let's continue.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is there anything else? Anything you want to say about it specifically?
I think it's the best one out of. I think it's the best one out of the movies they've made so far. And as we can see with the movies, you know, aren't. They're becoming TV movies, and they stop.
They've been saying that for years. This never happened.
The TV movie's not happening as of right now. She's too preoccupied with Big Little Lies, season 2. But
Shailene Woodley's in Big Little Lies.
Yeah, she was nominated all this year.
Hey, she moved on to something a lot better.
Oh. Anyway, but Divergent's what made it's what made Shailene Woodley famous. It's what made Miles Teller famous. It's what made Angel Elgort famous. It helped a lot of people become famous, and they got some huge stars that star in the franchise too, like Kate Winslet, Naomi Watts, Octavia Spencer, Jeff Daniels. So yeah, but overall, I like the first Divergent. I think it's good.
Yeah, like it is the better one. Like
it's action packed.
I like the second one. I like the
Insurgent.
That's only saw the first 2.
I hated it.
I didn't see the last one.
I didn't see the last one either.
Yeah,
Allegiant,
like
I didn't see. Oh no, it was like Ascendant.
no, it was
Allegiant.
Okay.
Ascendant's supposed to be the last one.
Okay.
It's not happening.
It's never gonna happen.
I didn't see Allegiant, but I didn't care for Insurgent.
I mean, Insurgent was as good as the first one, but it still had like some good amount of. It still had some good action in it.
I thought it started Insurgent. I thought started out okay. But
it started out fine, but it kind of just fell apart.
Yeah, it just kept going downhill. So.
But yeah, like Divergent is the best one because like you meet everybody. Like they set everybody up pretty well.
Yeah.
I would say, and like though it ends off with them. No, they don't go off the grid. And they don't go off the grid until the second one. They did the second one.
Yeah, they go off.
They go outside of it.
Yeah, they go off to the grid. That's the cliffhanger of the end of the first one.
Yeah.
They go off the grid, but we don't actually see them off the grid until Insurgent.
Yeah. Because, like, the grid's pretty much like this. They're supposed to go outside of it because no one knows what's out there.
Yeah.
Except more people.
Yeah. That are Divergent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, if we both have nothing else to say about the movie, can we honestly even rate it?
I can rate it.
Alright, how do you rate the movie?
I give Divergent... I give it a 6.8.
Cool. I give it like a 6.5.
Alright.
That was a mess.
It was.
It was an absolute mess.
Moving on to something we probably remember a lot more.
Terminator.
Everyone remembers Terminator. Right?
Yes, I remember Terminator.
I haven't seen Terminator,
Are
but I
you
do
sure?
know
You seem out of it tonight, Levi.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have not seen Terminator, but I do know.
You haven't seen Terminator?
But I do know, like, the story and whatnot. So.
Yeah, everyone knows the story of Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
Who gave the synopsis of the last one?
We
both tried to. Brendan, why don't you do it?
Okay, I was just asking because V for Vendetta is next, and I didn't know if you wanted me to do V for Vendetta.
We've all seen V for Vendetta now, so we. You what?
I remember the
Steven
plot
doesn't
like
remember
that.
the plot of V for Vendetta.
Okay, then you can do V for Vendetta, and then do you want to do Terminator, Steven?
He hasn't seen
I
Terminator.
literally said I haven't
just
seen
said
them.
it.
I can do Terminator.
God.
I'm sorry, folks. We're just a little bit askew tonight.
Oh boy.
It's just been a long day, that's all.
Yeah.
It's been a long...
Stop.
Okay. Terminator. Are we just doing the first one, or are we doing like
just the
whole?
first one?
Awesome. So,
Even though I like
Terminator. What?
I said even though I like Terminator 2.
Oh, everybody likes
most
Terminator.
people like Terminator 2.
It's the best.
It's one of the best action movies.
It's the best Terminator movie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But Terminator. It's Does it take place a couple of years? Like the present day part takes place a couple of years into the future, or is it actually present day? In the movie?
I thought it was actually present day.
That's what I thought too. And
I'll look just to make sure.
okay. And in the future, years into the future, mankind is like destroyed the Earth. Like we've destroyed the planet, and cyborgs and robots take over from a program that's called Skynet. And what happens is
they're in the future. 2029 is when like the main things happen.
2029.
Yeah.
Okay. And what happens?
Wait,
is...
you're talking about where Sarah Connor's at?
No. Sarah Connor's in
Sarah
1984.
Connor's in
Yeah.
1984.
When the movie.
But the movie, like the future, is 2029.
Yeah. I was just about to say.
But what happens is, to prevent the world falling apart, they send a cyborg that's called a Terminator out back into the past to kill Sarah Connor, who would eventually have the child of John Connor, who's responsible for leading they're like the resistance or like the rebels, like all the humans, leading the humans against the cyborgs, and he's at fault for like destroying the planet. So they send the Terminator back to stop John Connor from being born and kill Sarah Connor. But the humans also send a man by the name of Kyle Reese back to stop the Terminator, so that way John Connor is born. So it's like a little war, like a little cat and mouse in present day for who's going to get to Sarah Connor first, and will she live or will she die, and who's going to get who first. So that's basically the gist of Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
So, who wants to go first as far as what they...
I guess I'll go first.
All right.
You just gave a synopsis and only me and you have seen it.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I don't remember how old I was whenever I saw the first Terminator movie. I remember I was probably like 8, somewhere around there. I saw it on TV first, but then I actually saw it. Well, like I saw it on like TNT or something first, but then I actually watched it on like Stars or something, like the actual full thing, because we had like a free trial of that. But Terminator holds up, honestly. It actually holds up today. There are some parts where it's a little off, but I mean, this movie is what is this movie what made Arnold Schwarzenegger big?
Yes.
I thought so.
This made him big. It made James Cameron. It made Linda Hamilton. It made all like the 3 of them big stars because of this movie.
Yeah. I mean,
and it's Schwarzenegger's most known.
Yeah, it's his most known movie. This just the character that he plays, the T-800, the Terminator. It's just the most well-known character that he's played, like you said.
I mean, it's also one of those characters where it's like nobody else can play the Terminator except Arnold Schwarzenegger.
They tried that with Salvation.
No one talks about Salvation.
I like Salvation.
I like Salvation too.
I just don't like
Sam Worthington.
Yeah, as the Terminator.
I like Sam Worthington.
I didn't think he was right, but he's no Arnold.
He wasn't like the full-fledged Terminator in Salvation, though.
Yeah.
He was like...
He's like a cyborg.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know what I am, and then once he finds out what he is, he's like, oh, crap.
Yeah. And they still found a way to put Arnold Schwarzenegger in that movie.
Yeah, well, he was governing California. Yeah.
But no, like, Terminator, it's a very good movie. It's a solid movie. Mm-hmm. It has literally everything you want. It has suspense, it has action, and it has one-liners. Perfect one-liners from Arnold Schwarzenegger. I remember when I first watched this movie, I
looked up the plot of Terminator Salvation, and the year that it takes place is 2018.
Oh
no.
I mean, look at us. Like, Back to the Future Part 2 got it wrong.
Well, we know that they got it wrong.
We know the OG Blade Runner gonna get it wrong, too, a year from now.
Well, hey, we know that Terminator definitely got it wrong.
Uh-huh.
Let's hope.
We still got 10 months to go.
Yep. I remember whenever I was really young, I absolutely loved the character of Kyle Reese. I thought Kyle Reese was like the coolest guy because he would like. I remember the scene of him like hanging out of the truck and like shooting the shotgun or whatever at the Terminator as the Terminator's chasing him. I was like, that's awesome. I want to be that guy. But no, like, I think that the special effects mostly hold up for Terminator because a lot of it was practical. The scene where Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, the Terminator, is patching himself up. Mm-hmm. The arm part looks really good. It's just like the part where he's adjusting his eye kind of looks a little off. But that was
84.
Yeah, that was 84. Like that was the thing back then, and people thought that was realistic. But that just shows how far like prosthetics and all that has come today. Because now we look back and we're like, that looks really weird. But like the whole gist of it, all of the Terminator is just really good, and it leads into an even better sequel. And it's just Terminator's just a fun movie. It's a really good movie to watch. Like I'm pretty sure if I was flipping channels and saw that the Terminator was on, I would just keep it on and watch it, no matter where I stopped in at. Like I've had it where I was flipping through channels and like it was like the last like 20 minutes. I was like, I'll watch it. The part where like it doesn't have the Arnold Schwarzenegger body anymore and it's just like the metal skeleton and it's chasing after Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
Like I stopped at that point and I was like, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Just because it's just a fun movie. No matter what. Like all of the Arnold one-liners are just great. Give me your clothes. Then he just throws the guy out of the bar. And then, of course, everyone knows, I'll be back. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I really like Terminator, and I really like Terminator 2. Just Terminator's just a good movie. I'll let you talk now.
No, I just, the first time I watched Terminator, me and my brothers actually marathoned all the Terminator movies that were out, which was Terminator 2 Salvation. We marathoned them. I was in middle school, I believe. Yeah, I was in middle school. Because my younger brother Seth bought like the whole pack that came with all of them.
Had he seen them before, or did he just
No.
it's Terminator, I'll buy it.
Yeah, we just bought it, and, he bought it, and we marathoned all the Terminator movies.
Oh.
And, yeah, it was,
What Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines?
Oh, we had to watch.
That one's
It's bad.
But is it Genesis bad?
See, I like Genesis better
than Rise of the Machines.
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
I really like the cemetery part of Rise of the Machines.
Yeah, that
part's
really
cool.
That was. Cool.
That's the saving grace for Rise of the Machines for me.
Really?
Yeah.
That was probably
because Genesis. I watched Genesis in theaters, and I was like.
Fun fact, me and my brothers went and saw that in IMAX 3D.
Oh! Wait, IMAX 3D?
Yeah.
Oh!
Hey, J.K. Simmons. He just won his Oscar.
Emilia Clarke. She's on Game of
Thrones. Yeah, and Jai Courtney and...
Hey,
Jai Courtney.
Everyone has their low points.
Emilia Clarke, you're better than this.
But,
not your best role, but still love you.
But, yeah, I like Genesis compared to Rise of the Machines. But the first Terminator, it is pretty solid. And it was also James Cameron, and at this point, the only James Cameron movies I'd seen were Avatar and Titanic. Those were the only James Cameron movies I'd seen. And so it was like, after I watched Terminator, that's when obviously we watched Terminator 2. And, we watched Aliens, because we marathoned all the Alien movies, and we watched True Lies, so that's when we, got all the Cameron films and watched them. But, Terminator, it's solid. It's a good sci-fi film. It's a good action film.
It really is.
And it's just, it's classic. Everybody knows it. It's aged well. It hasn't aged bad. It hasn't aged...
Yeah.
Too,
I said, the only part that throws me out of Terminator is the part where he's adjusting his eye.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that throws me out of the movie. That's it. And that was made what, 30 years ago, something like that?
Yeah.
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 It came out in 84, right? So 34 years
Either
ago?
84 or 86 is when it came out.
So 34, 32 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it still holds up.
Uh-huh. So, Steven, you haven't seen any of the Terminators?
I've seen Salvation.
Oh, my boy. Oh, my
I
boy.
like so.
That was the only one
Terminator-
I've seen.
Terminator
Salvation.
2. Actually, last year was its 25th anniversary.
Really?
And they brought it back to
The
theaters.
original Terminator?
Terminator 2 was
Oh.
its 25th anniversary last year, 2016.
Oh.
And so they brought it back to the theater for 3D for like a month or so.
Oh,
And then they re-released it on 4K Blu-ray. So
really?
yeah, I see it all the time when we go to Walmart.
You do?
Yes, it's there.
I never see it.
It's on the 4K shelf. Yeah,
Ah, crap.
yeah. So
Oh, man, now I want to buy it.
well, that or Best Buy, they'll have it. Yeah. But so yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about the OG Terminator.
Yeah.
All right.
Good movie.
So ratings, I guess.
I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
I will give the original Terminator a solid 8.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh.
I had to think about what I would rate Terminator 2, and I was like,
Ooh.
it's got to be just a little bit below Terminator 2. So I give it a solid 8.
Ooh. Okay. I give the OG Terminator an 8.1.
Ooh!
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Pretty
you
close.
You want to know what I would rate Terminator 2?
What would you rate Terminator 2?
8.3.
8.3.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Ooh.
What would you rate it?
I would rate Terminator 2 8.5.
See, I was thinking 8.5, 8.3. I was like, I gotta rewatch it again to figure out if it's an 8.
I would give it either an 8.5 or an 8.4. 8.5, I agree.
We should try to marathon in one weekend.
We really should.
Oh, we should. Oh, you can see them all.
I don't want to watch Genesis.
Well, too bad.
Too bad you gotta watch Genesis.
I had to watch Salvation.
Salvation's not that bad.
Salvation, yeah. Salvation is...
It's also been a while since I've seen Salvation, so I gotta rewatch it again.
Salvation is pretty entertaining.
Fun fact, my
It
mom
is.
was really only interested in watching Salvation because Christian Bale was in it.
Yeah, he's John Connor.
Yeah.
I like Christian Bale as Sean Connery. That was actually also the movie where he blew up on set. Everyone remembers that, right?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
Christian Bale blew... Like, when you say blew up, you mean like...
He yelled at the gaffer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you meant.
I thought you meant like boom.
No! No! He yelled at a gaffer.
You know that a gaffer? Why? He say striking without?
No,
Or he didn't say striking?
No, because he apparently, like, walked through the set and made Christian Bale upset. I gotta show you the video.
Christian Bale got upset because the gaffer walked through the set. The
Yeah.
set that he's supposed to light.
Yeah, apparently.
That doesn't
If I
sound
remember
right.
correctly, that's what it was. But
That
Don't sound
I
right.
love
Yeah.
Christian Bale, but there's actual, like,
We got off the
audio
video
for
during
it.
the break.
there's
Yeah.
audio for it. I'll show it to you guys later.
okay.
I'll
Alright.
show it to you guys later. Anyway, continue.
Next movie we have on the list is V for Vendetta, starring
Oh.
Natalie Portman.
And Hugo Weaving.
Yeah.
Oh, I love V for Vendetta.
Alright,
All right.
go
It's my time
for
to
it.
shine.
Have at it, boy.
Okay, so V for Vendetta
You seen
takes...
these? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
V for
love that
Vendetta.
movie.
V for Vendetta... What?
I said I love that movie.
Oh,
I thought
you said like a bubble V.
I thought you said I love V. And I was like, what?
No, I said I love that movie.
Oh, okay.
So V for Vendetta takes place in an alternate kind of timeline where London is actually overrun by a dictatorship. And throughout it, we follow the character of Evie Hammond, who is played by Natalie Portman. And she is she works at a news station, but she's not like a reporter or anything. She kind of is just like the male person. And one night she runs into the character known as V. That's all he's known by. He wears a Guy Fawkes mask, and he basically doesn't take her under his wing, but kind of just brings her along for the ride, kind of. And we find out that V is actually a terrorist, but he does not describe himself as a terrorist. He describes himself as a liberator because what he's trying to do is basically overthrow the government, the dictatorship that London is being held by. So his goal is just to rally the people and basically bring justice to London and all of the world, and be like the most iconic line from the movie is people should not be afraid of their governments, governments should be afraid of their people. And that's basically what he is inspiring to do through fear tactics and quote unquote terrorism. So V is played by Hugo Weaving, and it's very interesting because we never see his face. That's actually what I really like about V for Vendetta is that we never see Hugo Weaving's face, and all of his emotion is portrayed through the mask that V wears and just his body language. So we can tell whether he's like angry, sad, all of that just through body movement, and it's just so interesting to me. I just really, really love it. So.
All right. Who wants to go first as far as what they think about the movie? Do you want to go?
Sure. I'll go first.
Okay.
I very much enjoy this movie. Just like, I don't know, just like the first instance that like we meet V was just like solidly beautiful and entertaining. Because he's just like, because they're like just on the rooftops and he's just like, wait for it.
Yeah, he blows up Parliament.
And blows up the Parliament.
Oh, no, it's not Parliament. It is the,
He blows up some building.
Oh, I know, he blows up some building. It's,
I have the bio for the movie on. I have it up right now.
Oh.
You can just double check. I brought it up just in this instance.
You're gonna say it, and I'm gonna hate myself because I've seen this movie so many times.
The Criminal Court, Old Bailey.
Old Bailey. He blows up the Old Bailey. That's what it is, because he blows up Parliament in the end.
Yeah. But he starts off by blowing up Old Bailey to the 1812 overture. Yeah,
and the news doesn't say that it was an act of terrorism. They say that it was a unannounced demolition.
Yeah.
Like that the government was like, yeah, we had an unannounced demolition of the Old Bailey because we're going to rebuild it or something like that.
Yeah, you're right.
They're like, wow, you're lying. Why are you lying?
Very obvious you're lying. But from that point on, it's like, just like the chemistry between Hugo Weaving and Natalie Portman in this movie is just amazing, just downright amazing. Because like you can very much tell like the emotion that like Natalie Portman is portraying, like because you can see her face obviously, but it's the way that Hugo Weaving, like you say, Hugo Weaving has to like portray his emotion through just body language solely. Like body language, just like voice, and just like his voice, and that's pretty much it. We can't see his facial expressions, but he does it so flawlessly and beautifully. Just like, we can tell he's feeling and whatnot, and also just like him playing as V, just like V is just so charismatic, and Hugo Weaving does like an excellent job of just displaying that so well.
Yes, he does.
And just like also, I love like movies like this because he pretty much just goes around taking down big people in the government slowly.
All corrupt
people in the government, just slowly taking them all down.
Yeah.
The movie's just fantastic. It's just like, it's like futuristic, not futuristic. It's like alternate, semi-futuristic version, like the end of like Fight Club, like the Fight Club, kind of like the subplot of that and whatnot.
Yeah.
But that's like pretty much like I think of it. I love the movie a lot.
Levi, I guess it's your turn.
Alright. So, V for Vendetta, the first time I watched it was with you, Brendan, the night we registered for classes this semester.
Yep.
And I enjoyed it. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but it was still good, and I liked it.
Yeah.
And it's the Wachowskis did this, right?
No, they didn't direct it. They wrote it.
Yeah,
that's what because I talked to Trevor about V for Vendetta, and he said that he said that because we ended up talking about the Matrix, and he was like, I'm not. He was like,
oh yeah, I remember this.
we talked about The Matrix, and he was like, yeah, the Wachowskis did all right with The Matrix, and I was like, yeah, I thought they did a great job with V for Vendetta, and he said that's because they didn't direct V for Vendetta. They wrote V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
And I can't. I don't.
I knew the Wachowskis had something to do with it. I couldn't remember
who directed it. I need to find out.
But I like the Wachowski siblings and what they do. Especially like my favorite film from them is Cloud Atlas. But V for Vendetta, like, it was good for Natalie Portman. I feel like, especially during this time because we got the Star Wars prequels going on. But it was good for Natalie. Like, this was something different, I feel like, that we'd seen from Natalie Portman. And it really helped boost Hugo Weaving, I feel like. Like, he was already famous and becoming famous because of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Mm-hmm. But V for Vendetta just showed, like, he can do stuff as a leading man solo rather than being, like, a supporting character in a mega franchise. Mm-hmm. But I really enjoyed it for what it was and, like, just his values he has, and he had a purpose basically for everything that he carried out and did in the movie. Like, everything he did, it didn't go without saying. Like, it had a purpose as to why he was enacting the things that he was.
James McTeague directed V for Vendetta because he also did the Matrix trilogy in episode 2.
Yeah. So the same guy that directed.
He was assistant director for the Matrix trilogy and episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Oh. Assistant director
for it.
I did a good job.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically all I got. Like, even though it wasn't what I wanted it or expected it to be, it was still really good, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I guess that leaves me then.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I first saw this movie, Levi, I was in the same boat as you. It was not what I thought it was going to be. Mm-hmm. I was like 12, and my mom was doing something one night, so it was just me and my dad. Me and my dad went to our local movie rental store, movie gallery. It wasn't a Blockbuster. It was a movie gallery, and we rented it and we watched it. And from the cover, I thought it was going to be like an action film, but it wasn't. And I was actually enjoyed it more, I think, than if I would have, than if it were to be an action film. And the story of it is actually, it's based off of a graphic novel of the same name, V for Vendetta, and it was written by Alan Moore, who also wrote the graphic novel Watchmen.
Oh, there you go.
And I love Watchmen. I love V for Vendetta. But I like the movie V for Vendetta more than I like the graphic novel because I can't read the graphic novel because the art is really bad. I really don't like it. And so, I don't know, like, ever since I watched the movie that first time, V for Vendetta has, like, a special place for me because it's just such a good movie. I can literally pop it in any time and just watch it because I love the character of V. I love Natalie Portman's performance as Evie. Just the idea of it is it's really interesting, like London falling under a dictatorship and just seeing what that would be like and learning more about V as you go on. And he has such beautiful lines of dialogue and beautiful moments. It's so good. And there's not a single scene in the movie that doesn't have a purpose. And that is what I love. Even the slow scenes where it's just dialogue, all of it serves a purpose. Whether you're finding out more about V or it's going towards V's plans. And I love because there's a scene where he sets up a bunch of dominoes and it's literally one of the characters, the detectives, is talking about how like it feels like dominoes are being like lined up for a big fall. And throughout it you just see V placing these dominoes down to form the letter V, his logo. And I love it because the detective says that he feels like he can see the past, and then it shows scenes of V from the past. And then the detective says, I feel like I can see the future as well. And he literally shows everything that's going to happen in the movie. like little like 1 to 2 second clips, and we see how the movie's going to end, but we don't comprehend it the first time we watch it that is actually going to be how the movie ends. And I love that because it gives stuff away without any context, and it's just I'm sorry. I really like V for Vendetta. It's one. I think V for Vendetta is actually one of my favorite movies, just because it has a special place in my heart. Much like Watchmen.
Good. All right. We got nothing else more to say. Do we just want to go into the ratings?
Sure.
I'll go first then.
All right.
I'll give V for Dinner just like I'll give it a solid 8.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. I give V for Vendetta probably like a 7.4, maybe 0.5, maybe 0.3, but probably 7 point. More so like 7.5, probably 7.5.
I will give V for Vendetta an 8.2.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I love
No.
movies that I love are gonna get a higher rating than
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Sorry, can't help it.
with that, we have completed the first half of the show.
Yeah.
So
right.
coming up in our next half, we'll just be doing Black Swan and then the marquee tonight, which is Annihilation. So
Yes.
Go.
I was just gonna say yes. Make sure you tune in. You stay tuned for that next part for Annihilation, which is out in theaters this Friday, February 23rd.
Yeah.
So.
And with that, we will be right back. This is your station, your voice, the Galaxy Radio.